Hello and welcome to the Mighty Oak Supply YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to take this Ozark Trail Wanderlust folding pocket knife from Walmart. It's about an $8 folding pocket knife. And we're going to sharpen it up with this knife sharpener that we just got in. This sharpening kit is actually really cool. So it allows you to adjust the angle and then you can go through various grits. I think it goes from about 220 grit all the way up to 800, and then there's a ceramic plate, so I think that's like 1200 grit or something like that. So we can get this knife pretty damn sharp with this simple kit here. So yeah, this Wanderlust, $8 from Walmart, right? Right out of the box, it's really nice. Like the open is pretty cool, right? It's a assisted opening. The only complaint that I had is out of the box, this thing is not very sharp, right? So just standard piece of paper here. For reference, let's just try and right, so it doesn't really, I mean, it didn't even cut that piece of paper entirely, right? So that was a little bit, yeah, it really doesn't slice through this in the way that I would like. And I actually have a more legitimate way to test the sharpness of this. So let me get the tool. Yeah, so I actually got this BESS certified sharpness tester. It uses a little test media. So this little string here, this little test media. And what it does is it's looking at the pressure it takes for the blade to snap through that test media, and it gives you a number here. And essentially, the higher the number, the worse the blade, right? So we want low numbers here. So I'm going to use this real quick on the Wanderlust, and we're going to see how sharp this thing is out of the box, and then we'll sharpen it up and get an objective count, you know, about how much sharper it actually becomes. So let me turn this thing on. Okay, let's tear it off. All right. So I'm going to take the Wanderlust and let me just make sure it's clean first. Let's do that. Make sure there's nothing on it. You know, let's make this fair. I want it to be fair. Okay. All right. So we're going to take the Wanderlust. We're going to put it on this tester, and I'm going to drop the blade very slowly, and we got to watch this number, right? We want it to be lower. And we'll see what we get. This is just out of the box, right? This knife has been very lightly used. Okay, there it goes. So we're looking at 279 grams. 279 grams. This actually isn't that bad right out of the box. 279 grams would put this at, what is that? New high-end cutlery edges. You know, almost to utility razor blade edges. So, I mean, the Wanderlust out of the box is actually really sharp for what it is, right? I mean, for an $8 pocket knife. 279. Yeah, so I mean, right between utility razor blade and new high-end cutlery. The Wanderlust. So, what I'd like to do now is see if we can't get this thing more toward that utility knife. Right, that 100 rating, the utility razor blade. So I'm gonna put this off to the side. So we're at 279. So let's put this off to the side. Okay, so I have the Work Sharp sharpener set to 25 degrees. Should be good for this pocket knife. And I'm gonna start out with a 220 grit little plate there. 220, that should be good to get started. Well, actually, let's get the knife in place first. So we just need to loosen this clamp up. Loosen that guy up there. Cool. Pop open the Wanderlust. Let's get this kind of seated appropriately. Okay, that should be pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. All right, that's pretty solid. So let's get this into the base there. We should be able just to flip it pretty easily. Now that it's in there, let me see if I can push this little button in the back. Yeah, you see it just rotates right over. So this unit's pretty cool. Makes it really easy to do both sides. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna start out with the 220 grit. So that's this guy right here. Let's get it in there. All right, let's get it in there and get going with this. So I'm just gonna go over, I don't know, like 10 times-ish, and we'll see how that does. You know, we're trying to establish a burr, so that's the goal. Okay, so that was about 10 times. All right, let's do the other side there. Just give it an extra 10, and we'll keep going. Okay, so that should be equal to the other side, and I think maybe we'll go again, right? So I'll give it maybe 10 more on either side, and then we'll start with a finer grit. Okay, let's get the other side, and then we should be able to move on to one of the finer grit plates. Okay, so we should be all good to move on to something a little more fine. So let's see here. This little unit seems to only go up to 400. I guess 400 should be fine, right? 400 grit. That should be fine, and then we can go to the honing kind of ceramic. So let's give it 400. I'll give it 10 on either side with this. And then we'll go to the ceramic, you know, depending on where the edge kind of ends up. So let's keep going. Okay, and then let's flip it over and keep going on the other side with this 400. Okay, so that should be okay. Let's see how we're looking here. It's looking pretty good. I think if we give it the ceramic, we might be all set here. So let's bring in the ceramic. All right, so I'm gonna give it the ceramic, kind of work it over here, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to test this blade out, see if the sharpness has improved. So I'll give it like 10 with this, both sides, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, let's flip it over. Okay, let's pop this blade out and see if the sharpness has improved at all. Should be able just to loosen this up. There we go, just loosen that up. Should let the blade go. I'm just gonna brush it off a little bit. Okay, let's get some paper or something and see if this is any better. Okay, just got some basic printer paper, and I mean, that's not too bad, right? It's not super great. Let me fold it up, get some more rigidity there. No, it's just kind of ripping the paper. That's not great. All right, needs more sharpening. Okay, so I might actually take this over to the 600 grit and work back up. Yeah, I'm gonna take this to the 600 grit, and we're gonna work up from there. All right, gonna give it 10 with 600. right, I'm going to flip it over, do the same on the other side here. Okay, let's see. Do we have an 800 here? Yeah, let's use the 800 too. I'll go over it with that as well, and see how that goes. Give it 10 more with the 800. Okay, you should be able to flip it over and do the same on the other side here. Okay, and then we'll hit it with the ceramic. All right, and then we'll flip it over. Hit the other side as well. All right, and then I'm just going to brush it off with the leather. Okay. Alright, let's see if this thing has improved at all. Okay. Yeah, right through it. Let's get the detector out. I'm gonna get the best tool and let's see if we improve this thing at all. Okay, we have the best measuring device out again. Put another piece of test media in place. Right there. Right, see that? Okay, so I think the number to beat was what, 279, I think? Right, so let's see if we got any better than that. Alright, let's see where we're at. Alright, 212. I mean, that's definitely an improvement. It's not 100, but you know, it's sharper than when we started. So that's pretty cool. 212. It is a Walmart knife, so I don't think it's the easiest thing to sharpen in the world. But yeah, I mean, that's, you know, we're at 212 now. We were at 270 something. So 212 should be bringing us closer to, let me see, or this little, if we look at this little diagram, you can see 212, right? So we'd be right around utility razor blade, right? We were closer to that new high-end cutlery edge. Now we're right about at utility razor blade. About 200, right? We were 212. So, I mean, that's pretty damn sharp for an $8 Walmart knife, right? So yeah, you can sharpen these guys up pretty good. I'm going to do some videos using this now that it's sharpened, just like cutting some rope, cutting some paper, things like that. And see what the difference is between, you know, when it's out of the box and when it's properly sharpened. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And thank you so much, and have a great day.